What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Dr. Splash, the resident and king of Yancey Street. Make sure to like and subscribe before we kick this off. I don't have too much in terms of announcements. You can check the video description and you can check the pinned comments for news updates on how you can support the channel. With that being said, this is an interesting topic, right? Because I woke up this morning, I have a little bit of time before work. I'm like, let me pop out a video. I was going to do why Darkseid versus Doomsday is complicated. But I kind of want to prerequisite that video, so to speak, with this one, which is how Time Trapper Doomsday absolutely broke power scaling in DC. After this video, I will also drop a how All In Darkseid broke power scaling in DC. Both of them are on some bullshit. It's going to be a fun video when I do both of them together, as like how the versus battle plays out in modern times. But let's talk about Time Trapper Doomsday and what exactly I mean by that. First of all, we hear that phrase a lot, right? You guys hear that all the fucking time in the power scaling community. This character broke scaling. I've made videos like that before. But with a little bit of pride, I'd like to say, usually I'm being dead ass. Like, they have some bullshit in their scaling. Doomsday 100% has fucked up the vision when it comes to DC Comics power scaling, and let me explain what I mean by that. We all have our conjectures on who the strongest in DC is, right? Like, we all make our own tier list. I got a DC tier list that me and GB are working on for the strongest characters in DC. But typically you have like a list of 10 to 20. Sometimes they vary. But you'll see people have about at least 5 to 10. I'll say 5 to 10 that they would say, hey, this is probably the strongest motherfucker in DC. It's usually like Lucifer, Presence, Great Darkness, characters like that. Well, Doomsday decided, hey, if you bitches aren't going to straight up power scale me and give me my flowers where they're due, for instance, with King of Hell Doomsday, if you're not going to do that shit, well, I'm just going to scale myself. What do I mean by that? Recently, and I covered this on my channel, it was actually a pretty popular video, I covered the return of Doomsday. So I had PKJ on, who initially wrote King and Hell Doomsday, the one-shot. And he had said, yeah, it'll return later. You'll see King of Hell Doomsday later down the line. Cool. That Doomsday was stated to be so fucking broken that if he broke out of hell, if the seal he was breaking, that could potentially signal a war with the Presence. Not only that, First of the Fallen can't even wear the armor to battle Doomsday, because that armor would signal to the Presence, hey, First of the Fallen is raiding heaven, he's trying to go to war with me. We saw this Doomsday using Etrigans as literal snacks, as chew toys. Fucking absurd, okay? That's King of Hell Doomsday. Alright, he's already solid as fuck. He's arguably, I mean, this is someone who's stated to be the strongest character to ever be in Hell. Do you know who's been to Hell in DC? Do you know who spent some time there? Do you know who's done 25 to life in fucking DC Hell? Okay, we got Lucifer. We got characters of that pedigree. You could even be a smartass, be like, even Spectre's fucking been down there, dude. There's a shit ton of characters that have been in Hell in DC that are super broken. Via statements, King of Hell Doomsday supposed to be beyond them. Now let's take that and run the ball with a different fucking version of Doomsday, okay? And we need to establish King of Hell to understand how this broke the fucking scaling, okay? So now you have King of Hell Doomsday, and you're like, alright, I'm gonna be real. This motherfucker might be top 5 in DC, right? You're thinking that, reading King of Hell Doomsday. With respect, you're absolutely thinking that. Then, King of Hell Doomsday returns in the recent All In. Superman's like, oh, fuck. I gotta throw down with him. Lois has Superman powers. Don't ask. Alright, we'll find out later. He's like, fuck it. We'll slide then, since I can't get Lois to lead. She's got that dog in her. They're about to fight King of Hell Doomsday. Everything stops. Only Superman can move. He realizes the Time Trapper is there. Time Trapper tells him, hey man, at the end of the day, when creation falls, it's just going to be me and you left. In fact, philosophers say if anything remains in DC, Superman remains. So it'll be just us at the end. Superman tries to tell him to fuck off. Eventually, comes to realize this is Doomsday. Doomsday got thrown to entropy, the end of time, the end of space. Adapted. Became the new time trapper. And straight up is stated to be the only being that will survive when Superman does. So we got ourselves a clusterfuck here, right? Because a good old classic, this shit's confusing. Alright, so Time Trapper Doomsday completely froze King and Hell Doomsday. Like that one was not moving. It was only interacting with Superman. But they also say King of Hell Doomsday, who's going to stop that guy? Time Trapper Doomsday says only me and you will remain in regards to Superman, which is obviously a reference to Time Trapper Doomsday. And then it's stated Time Trapper Doomsday needs Superman's help. Then it's also stated they're going to fight. I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude. Power scaling has been broken in DC. Like, Doomsday. Him and Superman are the strongest in DC. Which, granted, we could talk about that at a later date. And we will with my DC tier list. But you got that. And then it's also stated, oh, well, who could beat King of Hell Doomsday? And then Time Trapper Doomsday is also saying, Superman, I need your help. So I don't know. I don't know where Time Trapper Doomsday is going to actually end up on the power scaling thing. He's a statement goblin. Like, Doomsday typically is an absolute monster when it comes to having statements that just put you over. Okay, he's the put over god. And Time Trapper has crazy statements, but so does King of Hell Doomsday. This shit's all over the fucking place. And then Darkseid apparently left the narrative with the Kryptonian. I don't know. There's a lot going on. Not to mention All In is something created by the likes of Darkseid's actions. So it's a little wild. I'm not quite sure where Time Trapper will actually fit in. If he indeed is going to be the strongest Doomsday ever. If he indeed is tied for strongest in DC Comics. Or if King of Hell Doomsday is above him. I don't know. We're about to find out. It's pretty crazy. I think he's completely muddied and broken the scaling within DC. But guys, let me know in the comments section what you think about this situation. Me personally, I love the concept of Time Trapper Doomsday. I'm not opposed to it at all. But I can also acknowledge it's kind of problematic for scaling. In some ways, kind of breaks this shit. So definitely let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for all your love and support. Trying to get back to uploading daily. And yeah, anyways, it's been your boy Dr. Splash, and remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.